Wow, what a round of finals footy. That was the first week of the 2025 AFL final series, and that was pretty awesome. Probably the game I thought was going to be the most boring was the Suns and the Freo game, but that turned out to be actually probably the best game of the round. Also, the Hawks and the GWS game did look like it was going to be a pretty awesome game. In the end, Hawks were just far too good. And anyway, in this clip here, I think Cam Rayner should cop a fine from the AFL for tricking the umpires. He's completely flopped from a very soft push in the back. Little elbow to the back. This would not hurt anyone, let alone a grown man like Cam Rayner. He's gone down way too easy and got the free kick. Then, for some reason, Zach Guthrie comes in to show how strong he is and gives away another free kick. Brisbane end up with two extremely easy and cheap goals. It's just dumb by Geelong, but even dumber by the umpires. Surely they don't get another game for the final series for giving away free kicks like this. This wasn't the only time we saw free kicks happen like this for flops. It was also in the Suns and the Freo game, which I won't highlight, but anyway, I hate this. I hope the AFL fine the players for doing so, and let's move on. After Dangerfield has the ball on the 50-metre arc, he kicks it towards goal. I don't think he's going for a shot at goal here. I think he's just trying to kick it towards there so his teammate can run on and kick a goal. And who else but Ollie Dempsey? He's just popped up out of nowhere and soccered this off the ground. To do this from a 50-metre pass, essentially, is pretty insane, and he's absolutely smoked it. I just absolutely love the way this kid plays. How's this for a fairy tale for the Gold Coast Suns? You can see Swallow goes to pick the ball up, it sort of comes loose, and then he's tackled, so he's paid a free kick just inside the 50-metre arc. He goes back and actually kicks the goal, but on score review, it's been touched by the defender when he's gone for the kick for the goal, obviously, and then so this goes back and eventually Gold Coast Suns win. And for me, this one here is pretty crazy because whether he was included as a sub because it may have been his very last game, as we know he's retiring and has never played a finals game. He's stuck with the Suns ever since their inception, and he's played 248 games, I reckon it was, and never played finals once. To have this as the final kick possibly of your career to send your team into the next week of finals, that is just what fairy tales are made of. And this was truly amazing to see. So well done to Swallow. Hopefully they can go another week next week. How many sleeper agents were woken up by this audio clip here?
The first thing they had to do, Hawthorn, was just to halt the momentum, and they've done that. So Hogan kicks a goal early. With the dialect here, kicks a goal early, but they've stopped some of the bleeding here. That's the first thing they had to...
Obviously, hindsight is 2020, and I'm sure Frederick would love to have this one back again, but in the first quarter, he gets the ball clear, and this should be a regular drop punt. For some reason, he's just put it on the ground and dribbled it, and it's actually hit the post, so this ends up as a point. I found this one quite strange because, as you can see, Bailey tries to fend off Stewart and he wasn't able to do so successfully. As he drops the ball, he does make contact with his foot, so technically, yes, this would be play on, but he's had prior opportunity to get rid of it, so it's one or the other. The umpires probably make the right call in the end here and eventually ball it up. The closest umpire actually pays a free kick to Stewart, but in the end, a umpire who's 60 or 70 metres away overrides this call and says to ball it up, which I think is probably the right decision in this case. What do you think about that one? I thought that this goal here from Briggs was quite nice. He's able to get it out of the ruck and just drop it straight down to the boot and kick a very nice goal, especially when GWS needed this one desperately. As the Gold Coast Suns look to move the ball inside their forward 50, and eventually a kick goes up towards the goal square, and Clark goes back and he spoils this ball through for a point. And just have a look at what happened here. He's put his body on the line here. He actually lands down. I think he wins himself because he was able to play pretty much the rest of the game. So I don't think it came down to concussion or anything like that, but this is very courageous to put his body on the line, and he gives his heart and soul to this club, so very well done to him. I thought this one here from Darcy Moore was very strange. I think he didn't see the Crows player coming at him and he tried to fake him or change his decision a little bit too late. He wasn't able to do so, and then the Crows turn the ball over and Dawson ends up kicking the goal. Now, I haven't highlighted this in the clip, but if this reaches any other Adelaide Crows fans, why the heck are we booing Isaac Quainer? He's the victim out of all of this. I've seen some comments saying he's the one that got Rankin suspended. That is absolutely disgusting. Anyway, please don't make those sort of comments, or please don't boo these players. They are not the ones that have done anything wrong. Anyway, let's move on. This one here should probably be a little bit higher on the list after you see Tracy runs down and Matt Rao and he tries to fend off, he tackles him, gets paid for holding the ball, and then Frederick grabs the ball and he tries to play on, and then Anderson grabs him and he's called for holding the ball. That is a double oddity in a final. I think that's the first one I've seen for quite a while. This tackle here from Billy Frampton was absolutely awesome. You can see that Keys has the momentum. He picks the ball up and he actually tries to fend Billy Frampton and he's not able to do so. Billy Frampton latches onto this tackle and just holds on for dear life. This is an awesome tackle. Just the force of it was great. And for Frampton to hold on the whole time and actually tackle him down to the ground without the tackle slipping was fantastic. So I think that's probably my defensive play of the week. After the ball goes inside the forward 50 for the Crows, it actually looks like Alex Neil-Bullen kicks a goal here. He's definitely kicked the ball, so he thinks, you can see by his reaction, he thinks he kicked a goal. But if you actually go back and when they showed the replay, he definitely has kicked the ball, but he's kicked it straight into the back of Billy Frampton. Is that another defensive play of the week? It was obviously an accident. But anyway, yeah, that one sucked. It might be me, but I feel like the umpires this year have been very average, and the umpiring on the weekend for the finals I thought was even worse. There was probably two situations here in about a span of 10 seconds where the umpires could have paid holding the ball both ways. One to the Hawks, one to the GWS. The umpires haven't paid anything. You can actually see right at the end of this clip that Tom Green is absolutely livid with Himmelberg for not handing the ball off a little bit inside the club. That's obviously not going well, and they won't be moving on next week. This one here just reminded me of that meme where the guy's like, is that allowed? Is that allowed? You can see Anderson's trying to rub the blood off of Matt Rao's face so he doesn't get sent off with a blood rule. I mean, it's probably not a great look, but anyway. I mean, love him or hate him, Nick Dacos, he's a freak. Everyone would love to have him at your club. And the way he's kicked this ball I thought was quite strange because it looked like a check side almost, and somehow it sort of does bend a little bit but it almost goes straight. He sort of flicked this ball by the looks of it. I don't know how he's done this, but anyway, I love him but also hate him because he kills my team every single time. Have a look at how much time is left, and Luke Jackson's able to take a contested mark like this and go back and kick the goal. This here was an extremely important part of the game, and very well done to him for sticking this mark. I thought this was a little bit interesting by the umpire. You can see that Cox punches the ball away, and then Humphrey grabs the ball. He's pretty much stationary, and he grabs the ball with no real pressure on him. No one pushes him over the line. He just takes the ball and takes a couple steps over the line. I mean, either way, pay it as a throw-in or a insufficient intent to keep the ball in. I think that's probably the right call. I think this should have been a free kick because he made no attempt to keep the ball in. There was no pressure there, so I don't know. What do you think? I thought Moore was very clever here in this instance. You can see that he punches the ball away in the spoil. He's able to go back and then grab it with two hands, and yeah, that's a mark. I think this is another example of why the umpiring was pretty poor on the weekend. Barras has a chance to dispose of the ball before taking on the tackle. He takes the tackle on and then the ball gets knocked out in the tackle. For me, it should have been holding the ball. In the context of the game, this was a glaring mistake here by Cadman, by the young fella. You can see the ball goes inside the forward 50. He takes a mark, and I don't know if he thinks this has been called touched, so it's play on. I don't know, but he plays on very quickly and tries to check side the ball, and eventually just misses. So that one there is a coach killer and a team killer. You just got to hate this when you're already down by 29 points. After Newcombe takes their mark on pretty much the centre half back, you can see that Jones doesn't stand after the umpire tells him to do so. So Newcombe gets a 50-metre penalty. He runs down the other end and he notices that there's no one standing the mark. There's no one in front of him, so he just continues to play on, goes through and kicks the very first goal for the Hawks. And this is the last clip, and man, this one just hurts to rewatch yet again. You can see that the ball gets over the back and Thilthorpe is able to grab the ball, and on the other angle replay we can actually see that there's no one in front of him. So I have no idea why he's handballed this over the top, trying to get Keys involved. You're the full forward, just go and kick the ball. I don't know why this happened. Obviously there's been a fair bit of talk about this. He's obviously, well, in my opinion, maybe he's not in the right mental state or can't handle the finals pressure. Either way, hopefully next week he will do better. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Ta-ta! Or the secret code, let's do that. Let's write in music. Let's put the word music in your comments.